Hi, my name is Chris and I'm looking for the perfect e-ink note tablet for me. And I'm going to use it primarily as a note taker for scripts and outlines and ideas for my YouTube channel, Hello from Hawaii. And the A6X from Supernote recently came in and I wanted to give a quick shipping timeline, very fast unboxing, but mainly focus on my first impressions, especially when it comes to the device, the UI, and the writing experience. There are so many great videos out there that talk about Supernote and their products. So I think if you want like more of a detailed one, you can go to all those videos. But I'm really just gonna talk more about just what I'm feeling and what I see in this device. So for the shipping timeline, maybe you'll find this helpful. How long does it take to get actually from China to the US, which is where I am living? So when I ordered the product, let's just say it's day 0, that's when I made the purchase. The shipment didn't actually leave China until what we'll just call day 7. And again, it'd have to go from China to the US, and I live in Hawaii. So on day 7, when the device actually shipped from China, it was bound for LA. I'm sure it had to go through some kind of customs. And on day 9, I received an email that had some kind of hold and it said exception. And I was kind of worried. I was like, oh no, is it gonna be held like by customs? How long is that gonna take? But by day 10, it actually left LA and was headed towards Honolulu. The package arrived in Honolulu on day 11 and it went out for delivery that same day, and that's when I received it. So it took a total of 11 days from the day that I actually ordered the device to arrive from China all the way to Hawaii. I don't really want to go into too much of an unboxing, but I just want to share what I ordered. So I got the A6X from Supernote. I got the blue canvas folio, nothing really fancy. Got the black pen. It comes with an extra cap, but I did want to order the heart of metal pen because I heard that was really good. So I ended up getting the white version of that. Okay, so now I want to talk about my first impressions. I want to break it down into 3 separate sections: device, user experience, the user interface, and the writing experience. And all these thoughts are just based on the day and a half to 2 days that I've had the device. I've used it quite a bit, just trying a whole bunch of different things. So in terms of the device itself, it's pretty much what I thought it was going to be. If you're like me, you probably watched a lot of YouTube videos just to try to figure out if this is the right thing, what it would look like, how it's used, how people use it. But with a device like this, you're not really going to get it, understand it, until you actually are holding it and you're using it yourself. None of those videos, while helpful, I don't think actually conveyed that real experience about what it feels like to use one of these devices. So now let's talk about the UI, or the user interface, and how to navigate all this stuff. It's a little complicated. I'm glad that they have a tutorial when you first get it. That was really great. It was very helpful. Very simple and short, but at least I could get in there and start making notes and really getting a feel for how this is going to work for me. It does use a lot of symbols and icons, and so if you're not familiar with that, you definitely should read up on it. I did get a chance to read the user's manual last night, and that definitely helped me in trying to figure out what was what, because a lot of the things aren't necessarily intuitive in terms of the icons. Like, for example, I was trying to figure out how to get to the settings icon, and it said to swipe down, right? So I'm trying to swipe down on this thing and it's not pulling up that, and I'm like, where's the settings icon? Shouldn't it be easier to find? And I realized later, of course, that you got to pull from the top and then there's a settings icon. But it's small stuff like that. Then, again, I don't know how many people are going to read the manual as the first thing they're going to do. You might want to get in there and just try some things. So yeah, definitely read the manual if you get a chance, because it will help explain a whole bunch of stuff. I really like how responsive the touch with your finger and the touch with your pen are with this particular device. I was kind of worried oh, is this going to be pen only or finger only? How is this going to work? But I do like the fact that I can touch most things and it'll be totally fine, or I can use the pen and touch different things. So I really like that. The response is really great on this device. And the last thing I want to talk about is the writing feel and the first impressions on the writing feel. This was my biggest concern, this device or any of these devices. How is it going to feel to actually write on this? And it's so hard to explain over video how it feels. It's one of those things that you really are just going to have to try, but I will do my best to explain. This is not writing with pen and paper. I've written pen and paper for a very long time in my own journal. This is not that. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It actually is quite good, But if you have that expectation in your mind, I think you're going to be very disappointed. With just the way that the pens are, which are really nice by the way, but the way that the pens look, if you can see like the little nib on the end, it's not set up like a normal pen. To me, it's more like, and I'm not a pen expert or a stationery expert, it's more like a roller ball or a fine tip Sharpie. It's kind of the impression I have in terms of what the pen kind of looks like. And in terms of the feel, it's sort of like when you go to the grocery store and you gotta like sign your name when you check out on those like screens. Except the screen is way better. It's like they put a thin kind of rubbery gel like surface on top of that, and then you can write, and as you write it kind of goes in a little bit. So it's like jelly, but it has like a gel like feel on it. That's how I would describe it. Again, it's really hard. It's not like writing on glass, so it's definitely a little bit softer, a little bit smushier, I guess you can describe it. And that's really all I can describe it as. But the writing experience to me was really great. I wrote a lot yesterday and of course today, and just to kind of get a feel like, do I like this, or how's this gonna go? I tried the different pens, the different thicknesses, and that was really good, just to kind of get in there and just see what this thing could do and what it feels like. And that's one of the most important things, I think, when it comes to any of these tablets, is how does it feel? And that's what makes it so hard to buy one of these devices, because you never know until you actually go and buy it. So those are my first impressions. I hope this was helpful to people thinking about buying it or have already bought it and they're kind of just waiting on their device. It's a really interesting device, and I'm planning on making future updates as I use this every single day for my own notes, like I said, for my YouTube channel, scripts, and just writing down ideas. Thanks for watching.